These are some memorable moments from the November 13th meeting of the San Luis Obispo County Board of Supervisors. The issue was the Ag Cluster Subdivision Ordinance that threatens the rights of rural property owners to the full use of their land by changing the rules under which they bought it. So many people, you can see them in this room, wanted to protest this that they did not all have time to speak before 5 o'clock. The meeting thus will be continued on December 4th, giving the rest and anyone else who hadn't heard about this meeting a chance to come make their voices heard. Come out and make your voice heard then too.
This is a land grab. I want nothing to do with this. I detest big government. I am a small, responsible government. So that's why I'm here. Thank you.
Their wisdom says that we, the people, are not smart enough, thus the term smart growth, or that we don't have enough education to understand what's at stake. This attitude justifies the taking of life, taking of liberties, and the taking of our very successful patterns of living, also known as the pursuit of happiness. Under the appearance of law, outside forces such as Eichli have brought money, convenient organizational language, and influence to our county. European-style enviro-socialism is being peddled among us and is being received by the indoctrinated educated, or those that appear to be educated but have only heard one side of the subject presented or just care to stay on that side. Specifically, these forces want to move people out of the rural areas by making it so difficult to use their land that they eventually end up in the cities in high-rise housing with businesses on the bottom floors and no cars. These types of places have already been built in Florida and Portland, Oregon. Another approach is to limit creation of and building on ag cluster subdivision lots, where many people would rather be on those lots. This limit on ag cluster, the EIR says, will herd an estimated 6,275 homes into the cities of our county with the goal of increasing mixed-use sustainable development, quote, also known as high-rise apartments. The high-rise units will become low-income, drug and gang areas because most people don't want to live this way, as is shown in Portland, Oregon. Oh, by the way, single-family homes are evil because it's too large of a carbon footprint. There goes another American dream. Single-family homes are discouraged by excessive permits, fees, read hidden taxes, and endless EIRs and stakeholders' input pushing us again into high-rise. We are required to notify those stakeholders personally if we build something, but the board is not notifying property owners personally about something that affects generations. I encourage this board to make ag cluster subdivision less restrictive and not more restrictive, therefore bringing jobs, building agriculture, tourism, and increasing our county's economy and affordability. Thank you.
Government can't afford to maintain the land it already has. Now it wants to take private land and make the owners maintain it for them.
Each time restrictions are made concerning private property by a government agency, the value of the land is reduced. The role of local government is to ensure safety and health, not steal property rights. The previous gentleman mentioned Portland, Oregon. I lived in Portland, Oregon. I purchased 20 acres in Portland and lived there. I planned to subdivide it. I wanted to subdivide it in 4 equal 5-acre parcels. But before I could divide the property, the county rezoned it and said I could not subdivide that property anymore. The value of my property dropped as a result of that instantly. The county had stolen my property rights and my ability to do what I wanted to do with my own property. I no longer own property in this country. I own a little land, but I'm here to support the farmers, not here to support the ag people. As you restrict the landowner from using that land, the value is reduced. This ordinance serves no purpose. Then take the land and make it less valuable to the owner. However, it serves a different purpose that most of us are unaware of. It appears that the staff advising the Board of Supervisors and a number of supervisors are pushing to adopt the recommendations of the United Nations Agenda 21, Sustainable Development, as presented at the Rio Earth Summit in 1992. That agenda is to control all resources of the world and establish a one world government. If you compare the map of the property affected by this proposal, you find that it is almost identical to the one that is put out by the Rio Conference in 1992. The UN government wants ownership of all land. They don't want you to live on it. They want us to live in stack 'em and pack 'em housing. Well, I don't want to live there. You are turning private land ownership into land for rent by the government by all the regulations that you're placing on it.
Keep up with what local government bodies in San Luis Obispo County are up to. Read my blog. The URL is below. Friedrich von Hayek said, "The greatest danger to liberty today comes from the men who are most needed and most powerful in modern government, namely the efficient expert administrators exclusively concerned with what they regard as the public good. The more the state plans, the more difficult planning becomes for the individual."